here today just to let you know why we got here. We've been in negotiations with the company, and basically it wasn't really negotiations, it was more like deception from the company. They kept coming out and saying they needed certain things for themselves. They needed to adjust the workforce, the work hours, and they needed to adjust the practices there because they were losing money. How can a company be losing money if they're shipping the same thing this month as they did last month, as they did last year, as they did the year before that, and the year before that? If anything, our work's actually picked up. They have mandatory overtime. We've been mandatory, I think, every week, every weekend, probably for the last 3, possibly even 4 years. We fight for weekends like Mother's Day off, Father's Day off. They actually, if you leave it up to them, they actually mandatory us through holiday weekends. So push came to shove, and we sat there and we gave every effort we could. We even offered them if they would just present us their actual problems in the plant, we do everything we can to help them fix it. We basically put our hands out there to work with them, and all they did was basically just shut it aside. And they basically want things their way and their way only. What hurt me basically at the table was, you know, I hear these guys preaching all the time, and I would love to buy into it, and sometimes I probably do buy into it. And I'd like to believe that we truly are one unit, because they say we need to change the way we do business here. It has to stop being you guys and us. It has to be we. And when you give them the opportunity to take care of us, like, you know, the economy's bad. We all know the economy's bad. But instead of taking care of their employees while the economy's bad, they want to exploit us. At our plant, we're not hurting. There's no reason to cut anything. We didn't even get into the wages. I mean, I think we only basically swapped wage proposals, and next thing we know, we were hit with the last best and final. And the most important of that last best and final was they want to erase 40 years of history there. We as a union have been there, so we've got 40 years of practice, 40 years of solved grievances, 40 years of solved arbitrations, and they want to erase all that. And the reason they want to erase it is they have a management team in place that's new. And instead of learning the practice and learning the history, they want to just erase all of it so they can start even on an even playing field. And, you know, that's not fair. So when everyone came out to vote, I was even surprised. Of 179 employees, 170 came out. And that's like a 95% turnout. You know, we don't get anything like that with our presidential vote. And of the 107 employees, all 170 rejected the contract and authorized a strike.
Well, what I feel about this strike is that we had no choice. There's no choice in the matter. I mean, I sat across the table from these Cytec representatives and tried to negotiate a good contract. But all the proposals were unreasonable. There was nothing that anybody would, in their right mind, would accept. You want to accept 12-hour days at straight time without any days off, it's unreasonable. And if you wanted a day off, it would be under their terms, when they want you off. It's unreasonable to me. And it was just continuous. The proposals just kept getting worse and worse. And the union didn't even have that many proposals. We wanted things to, you know, stay the same, basically. And the few requests that the union made, you know, was on safety for the protection of our people. We had several brothers and sisters go out on medical or disability because of incidents that happened in the plant, because of the company's ignorance towards safety and their unwillingness to train. These people got hurt seriously. Fingers were lost, you know, backs were broken. It was upsetting to us. And when we made a proposal that the company train our people, man, the plant manager, his response was, you know, training costs. I mean, how much is it costing them right now to have these people out on disability?
This is a corporation, just local contract out of Anaheim. We ship out $10 to $12 million a month out of the warehouse. This plant has not been in a big enough recession for people to take a big decrease in pay, or the injustice with the medical benefits that have been applied. Our contract ran out on May 10th, and they cut our medical benefits on May 11th. I called and spoke to the corporation, and they said they had no answer, that Anaheim cut it, and then Anaheim said in turn that the corporation back east have cut in the medical benefits. And at this point, we have families, we have children. We're not asking for too much. We just want to make an honest wage. And it's affecting us as well as all of the American middle class.
My main priority is just safety. They preach safety, safety this, safety that. But they want us to work 60 hours, instead of 40. The other one is, instead of time and a half, they want to take that away, just give us straight time. The old contract was 40 hours. Anytime after 40 hours, you got time and a half. Now they want to do it to 60 hours. So anytime after 60 hours, you get time and a half. But before 60 hours now on the new contract, it's just straight time. That just sounds like corporate greed to me. They're just trying to take all the money that they can from us. And we just need to fight. Everybody needs to fight that, that we need to get back what we had previously.
We're not making toys. We're making parts to go for our defense for this country and other countries. Lives depends in our hands because it's our hands we're making these products. I vote to go on strike because the contract the company offers, it was not good. Because especially when you work too many hours, you're not 100% there. Excuse me, but I'm not. Unless you're very, very young and you have the energy and you can do it. But at my age, 3 days, I can work 3 days, 12 hours, and maybe Saturday, and 8 hours the other 2 days. But it's too much. What about the family? What about our safety?
If something is evil, that good cannot run from evil. It must stand and face it. And I'd like to tell that to all my brothers and sisters out there who are walking the picket line. You must stand and fight against that which is evil, even though we might be employed by it. Good does not run. It must stand and fight.